The Jurassic World Dominion official trailer is edging closer by the second, and every day it seems we're getting more and more leaks. And as per usual on the Salino channel, these leaks do generally come in the form of toys. So obviously, if these aren't in Dominion, you can unsubscribe, dislike this video, or whatever. I'm just going by what I've been sent and making educated guesses, if you will, as to whether or not these dinosaurs and reptiles will appear in the movie. But nonetheless, it's still quite cool to have, toy versions of these dinosaurs and reptiles, so you can still let your imagination run loose as to what we'll actually see in Dominion. But today specifically, I'll be covering, I think I've got several photos to show you, which of course, as I've mentioned, do have toys in them, which, could potentially hint at, once again, the Liopleurodon in Dominion, and basically our official first look at the RAJASAURUS in Jurassic World Dominion. And of course, this is my first video since hitting 1,000 subscribers, so while I can't share the special just yet, as I have still working on it, I'm just going to express a massive amount of gratitude and say thank you all for 1,000 subscribers. It does mean the world to me, and I can't wait to see where we end up at the end of the year. But with that being said, I do hope you enjoy the video. So not wasting any time, as you can see right here, we have our first looks in the toy format at least of the Iguanodon, Megaraptor and Liopleurodon. Now I do just quickly want to say about the Megaraptor, I highly doubt that this is an official dinosaur that we're going to see in Dominion, and that's morally down to the fact that we've already got several raptor species appearing in Dominion, and I don't really think there's much room for another one. For me at least, it will purely be a toy that they do, it's like sort of like a knockoff like they did with the Spinosaurus, I believe it was, when they did their Jurassic World toy line. So yeah, the Megaraptor, I'm not really going to discuss it too much, considering I don't think it has a standing chance of actually appearing in Dominion. Whereas with the Liopleurodon and Iguanodon, of course the Iguanodon we've already seen in the 5-minute preview, but the Liopleurodon, it's something I keep coming back to when I'm, doing my Jurassic World Dominion speculation videos, and I think this does solidify the fact that the potential for another aquatic in Jurassic World Dominion has never been higher. When I did my new species leaked video for Jurassic World Dominion, I did of course mention the Liopleurodon because its toy did get leaked back then, and I think that this toy is most likely the official toy that was referred to in that video. And now we do actually have a glimpse at what it could look like if it is to appear in the film. And this did, at first glance slightly confuse me, because I figured, well, if you're going to put the Liopleurodon in a film, surely you'd base its design off of the game it's in. And that is, of course, referring to Jurassic World Evolution 2, but by the looks of it, they haven't gone with that design at all. It doesn't seem to have armour plating of any sense. So whether this decreases or necessarily increases its chances of appearing in Dominion, I don't really know. I'm a bit stuck on this. But then again, what do I know? Let me know your thoughts on whether or not we'll see the Liopleurodon in Jurassic World Dominion down in the comments. But that's not the end of the video. I'm just genuinely curious for your thoughts. So moving on, I want to take a quick look at the RAJASAURUS. Now, this is another dinosaur I'm not entirely sure as to whether or not we'll actually see in Dominion, considering, the antagonist and protagonist are supposedly Rexy and the Giga. So I don't really know how a RAJASAURUS fits in. It could play, a sort of Carnotaurus role, but gathered by the fact we've seen basically no mention of it in any of the proper leaks other than this leak, I don't really know how it would fit into the storyline. Then again, I'm not here to ruin your hopes and dreams. I personally really like this design that Mattel have gone for, and if this is in the film, I would be absolutely gobsmacked, because the white and purple sort of colour gradient really goes well. I wish that we had something of the sorts in Jurassic World Evolution 2. I mean, I don't know, considering I haven't looked at every single colour combination, so if there is a white and purple out there, do please let me know, because I think this looks absolutely badass, and on a RAJASAURUS especially, I think this would work really well, especially with the redness it's got going at the back of its head. It just looks extremely mega awesome, if you will. I do think this is somewhat similar to the Megaraptor situation, and I would be very surprised if this does appear in Dominion, considering there is nothing to really back it up, whereas with the Liopleurodon there's actual evidence that suggests it could appear in the film. And the last image I have for you today does in fact reveal the Ampullosaurus. I'm a big fan of this design as well. I think it, you know, is what Biosyn's Brachiosaurus should look like. It looks slightly menacing, but not in, you know, a bad sense. It looks cool, if you get what I mean. And before all the paleo people come at me saying that it's nowhere near the size of the Brachiosaurus, I'm aware. I'm just saying this because we haven't really had any other sauropod other than that short glimpse at the Dreadnoughtus that could really be the equivalent of not Biosyn, InGen's Brachiosaurus. So if we do see the Ampullosaurus, it would likely be Biosyn's take on a Brachiosaurus, if you get what I mean, like what the Giga is with the T-Rex. And in terms of screen time, I reckon if we do see the Ampullosaurus, it would, in all likeliness, basically just be a sort of cameo-esque appearance. I don't think it's going to have, you know, a storyline. Well, obviously, it's not a main attraction, is it? Either way, it's still really nice to have all this biodiversity, especially in a film. But I must say, I was really hoping that we get to see, you know, a Biosyn Amargasaurus, or just generally an Amargasaurus, because that is a dinosaur that you grow up to love. And now it's in Jurassic World Evolution 2, I sort of put the pieces together, and I've had a theory that we would see, well, potentially see an Amargasaurus, and as the trailer edges closer, it's looking less and less likely. But my hopes aren't entirely out of the window just yet. But that does conclude today's video. I'm sorry it wasn't entirely full of news, I have to admit, and I'm an absolute mess right now trying to work on like 7 videos at once. And yeah, it's just been a really busy week with me, especially as we've hit 1K and I've, you know, been taking a mini break. But I should hopefully be organised next week and content should hopefully be back to normal. But if you have enjoyed today's video or found it somewhat informative, leaving a like would really help me out. And, you know, if you do want more Dominion content every week, you know, dropping a subscription is also appreciated on the channel. But that is all from me. Thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you in the next one.